In a few minutes, you will meet Paul Revere, the famous American patriot. His house is preserved as a historical landmark in Boston, Massachusetts. Paul Revere was very famous as being a silversmith and making copper bells, which are still ringing in Boston today. He had a copper factory, which still exists today. That's legendary, people. His copper was rolled out into long sheets that went on the bottom of boats to make them stronger, better, and faster. Paul was also an artist, and he used his art for protest. Paul's art depiction of the Boston Massacre and the Revolutionary War made him famous, but not as famous as his Midnight Ride. He announced, "What? The British are coming. The British are coming. The British are coming." Now, Paul's house and his statue exist on the Freedom Trail in Boston, where lots of famous places that our founding fathers made history at are landmarks.
What's up? It's me, Paul Rev. You probably know me as Paul Revere. What's up? I'm in the house. I'm here to talk to you because I want you to know my story, all right? Some people might think of me as a blacksmith, a silversmith. Some people might think of me as just some guy from Boston. True also. But what I'm most known for is being a patriot. One if by land, two if by sea. Do you think I'm important? I know you remember me. So you want to be like me? You want to be like Paul Revere? I'll tell you how to do it. You got to be a patriot. And the way to be a patriot is you got to follow the 4 pillars of patriotism. I'll tell you what they are. Number 1, know the news. Number 2, talk about the issues. Number 3, get involved. And number 4, volunteer like I did when I saved the country by saying, 1 if by land, 2 if by sea. The British are coming. They're coming from the sea. I got 2 lanterns, don't you see? And I saved the country. Oh yeah! Know the news. You gotta be up to date with what is happening in your community and in your country. So you gotta read a newspaper, read a blog, watch the TV news, ask your parents what's going on in the world. Try to find out what is happening around you. Read both sides because everybody's got a point of view and you need to make up your decisions about what's true and what's important to you. Talk about the issues. You gotta talk about what's happening in your world. Ask your parents, ask your friends, have discussions. Because here's the thing, when you have a fight with a friend, do you just bury it inside and forget about it? No, nothing gets fixed that way. This country nowadays, everybody's fighting. But we gotta hear each other and we gotta talk about it. Because if we talk about it, we can move forward together. Volunteer. To volunteer means to have social responsibility. You need to pour into the community where you live. There's lots of cool ways you can do this. You could do a food drive. You could read to others at a library. You could save water. You could plant trees. You could even clean up your city. You could start a little mini library for your neighborhood. All you got to do is find something that helps the greater good, and you don't get anything back for it other than knowing that you were a patriot and you were helping your community. Word. Get involved. It's the number 1 pillar of patriotism. You gotta get involved. Now, I got involved with a little thing called the Midnight Ride of Paul Revere. Perhaps you're not familiar. Let me give you a quick little recap. Basically, we here in America, in the colonies, realized that the British were stepping all over us and we needed to have our own country. So we decided to declare independence, which we did. It was awesome. But then the British were like, yo, we're gonna fight you. We don't want you to leave. So we said, all right, it's on. Let's do it. Now my job was to stand there in Boston Harbor, and check to see if the British were coming by land, one if by land, or if by sea, two if by sea. I was sitting up there with my horse, I was looking out, and there I could see the British ships coming by sea. So I lit up my 2 lanterns, one if by land, two if by sea, two if by sea, here I come, and I was riding around all of Boston, all of Massachusetts, saying, the British are coming, the British are coming, the British are coming. That's what I did. What are you gonna do? I'll give you some examples of what you can do to get involved. Number 1, you can vote. And if you're too young to vote, you talk about voting with your family. Number 2, you can make a sign. You can put that sign in your yard. You can hold that sign at school. You can tell people what you think about issues. You can make a video. Everybody loves to make a video. Put it up on TikTok, Snapchat, Facebook, anywhere I don't know what these things are. I live in the 1700s. Number 3, you can sign an email or write a petition. You can write a letter to your elected representatives. And if it comes to this, if you gotta do it, you get out there and you peacefully protest for what you think is important. Because that's what this country is about. Changing what is wrong in your world and doing it together. Get involved! Paul Revere! Alright, now what I was talking about were some big ideas. Big world, country ideas. And you might be saying to yourself, I'm just a kid. I can't do anything about that. But you can, because all politics are local. This is true. So, think about it. What's going on at your school? Do you have a student council? Can you vote for that student council? Can you run to be on student council? Can you handle some things that might be going on in your world, in your school? Maybe you guys need more water fountains. Maybe you need a better playground. Can you raise money to help your community? Find what you can do in your world and get involved.